And a warm welcome to you. This is the Daily Brief. I'm Shiksha Arora with you, joined by the sign language interpreter Wagaki Mudhoni. Now remember, we are going to be interacting with you and telling you what exactly is happening when it comes to social media. And of course, yesterday we had a grisly accident that really just took the lives of 14 innocent souls. And we're going to be telling you what Kenyans have been saying with regards to this on social media. So yes, let's take a look at the top trending tweets. That is the hashtag Awasi accident that has been trending, where we've got a user who says, Kenya always acting after things happen. This is clear evidence. There should be a hotline to report careless driving. What matatus do these days is unbelievable. And we've got another tweet that has come our way, that is on @K24 TV. It's coming from @JessieJerry_Albert, who says, while safe driving is paramount, drivers be careful. Also, these cane trucks have nothing to show, even brake lights. Need to crack down trucks as well. So yes, some of the concerns that are coming out on social media with regards to road safety. We've got another one there from @RealKevin, who says, thousands of heartfelt condolences to these families. Indeed, from K24 TV as well, we'd like to extend our heartfelt condolences. Nick Miner, who says, unless we address the root cause of our careless driving, these headlines will always be there with knee-jerk reactions from the government. So yes, another user who is really expressing his grief, and of course has said that these headlines will continue to take center stage for as long as the government does not crack down on vehicles. We've got @Ayad S, who says, condolences to their families, may they rest in peace. Moving on, another tweet there from the ODM party that says, our condolences to family, friends and relatives of the victims of the Awasi bus accident last night involving an Eldoret Express bus and a truck. We pray for God's fortitude during this moment of grief. All right, moving on, @O_Obuga, who goes on to say, the government is notorious of dealing with non-issues such as cracking whip on gamblers. The real gambling is this careless driving. Indeed, quite a strong tweet, and of course an opinion that has been stated there. And he says that we need to be focusing on other things, not the gambling that has been ongoing, online as well. Moving on, we've got @Mose_Ax_Kenya, who says, night travels are not the best. May the government reconsider this. All right. Now that is what you've been saying on social media. Remember, we'll keep interacting with you and let you know with regards to what is happening on social media. @K24 TV is where you're going to find us. #K24 Daily Brief. But for now, it's time to take you through the rest of the briefing. And my colleague Samuel Joroge joins us yet again, and he will be continuing with the coverage.
Yes, I will be, Shiksha. You can take a breather for now. However, would like to take you straight to Mombasa County and bring in our reporter Boniface Musangi. He will be engaging traders from that region in as far as the directive to have cargo transported, I beg your pardon, using SGR is concerned. Boniface, good morning. Kindly bring us up to speed with what residents of Mombasa are saying in as far as this issue is concerned.
Na shukrani sana. Kwa sasa hapa nipo na baadhi ya wafanyi biashara na pia vile vile wasafiri ama madereva wanaosafirisha mizigo kutoka bandarini kupitia maroli, ambayo kwa sasa zoezi zima hilo lilikuwa limeweza kushuka chini kutokana na kwamba mizigo yote kutoka bandarini ilikuwa inapelekwa kupitia reli ya kisasa ya kubeba mizigo. Na kupo na hisia tofauti kuhusiana na usemi wa waziri wa Fred Matiang'i, Daktari Fred Matiang'i, kuhusiana na zoezi zima hilo, na pia vile vile baada ya kukutana na viongozi kutoka kaunti ya Mombasa, kiwemo gavana wa kaunti ya Mombasa Ali Hassan Joho, wakiweza kusema kwamba zoezi zima hilo litabidi liweze kusitishwa, ili basi sasa watu wakae chini vizuri, wafikirie ni vipi wanaweza kuanza kupeleka mizigo hiyo tena. Iwapo wataweza kutoa asilimia fulani iweze kupelekwa na maroli na asilimia fulani iweze kupelekwa na mfumo mzima wa reli ya kisasa. Lakini hapa nipo tu na baadhi ya wanaharakati pia vile vile waweze kulizungumzia swala hili kwa kina, iwapo wameitikia wito wa Daktari Fred Matiang'i ama wanayapi ya kusema. Hapa nipo na mwenyekiti. Ndugu yangu, utaanza kwa majina yako, wewe ni nani na hisia zenu, na mlipokelea vipi ule ujumbe wa daktari, waziri wa masuala ya ndani Bwana Daktari Fred Matiang'i?
Okay, mimi kwanza ni mwenyekiti wa First Action. Hii ni mchanganyiko wa wafanyabiashara wote, wa malori, wauza spare, mama mboga na watu wengi kwa jumla. Sisi hapa leo kwanza tulikuwa eneo hili, bado tuna majonzi ya yule dada yetu ambaye alizama katika bahari. Tuwafuatilizia mambo kama wana Mombasa, na pia kuhusiana na jambo ambalo liliongewa jana ni kwamba sisi ni vuguvugu linahusisha watu wengi sana. Sio kama jana walikaa watu wawili watatu kuliongea. Hili ni jambo muhimu. Tumeita washikadau wote, wafanyaji biashara wote wakati wa saa 8. Tutafanya mkutano wetu, alafu tutatoa press conference kesho siku ya Jumamosi. Itakuwa ni press conference rasmi ya First Action Movement.
Pengine kutokana na kikao cha kwanza kuweza kufanywa, mumeona hisia zenu ambazo ama shinikizo zenu mlizokuwa mnadai zimeweza kidogo kufaulu?
Kwa hayo kusema kweli, paka kamati ama community ikae pamoja, alafu tutajadiliana, watanipa mwongozo mimi kama mwenyekiti. Tutasema nini kesho.
Na je, mmeweza kuitikia wito pengine wa kusema kwamba mtasitisha maandamano na mfanye mazungumzo kiasi?
Hayo ni kama vile nilitangulia kusema ya kwamba paka tukae na washikadau wote kwa pamoja. Hili si jambo la mtu mmoja. Kwa hivyo kesho tutatoa maamuzi yetu na tutaelezea serikali matakwa yetu kama yametimizwa ama bado. Kwa hivyo ni lazima tusiige wafanyabiashara waliokaa jana. Kesho tutatoa mwongozo wa chama wa community, sorry.
Shukrani sana. Ni baadhi tu ya hisia za wafanyabiashara hawa, na pia vile vile mwenyekiti akiweza kuzungumzia swala hili kwa kina na kusema hapo kesho basi wataweza kutoa kauli yao iwapo watasitisha harakati hizi na kukubaliana na usemi wa Daktari Fred Matiang'i na pia vile baadhi ya viongozi kutoka hapa Pwani, ama basi swala zima la maandamano litazidi kuendelea hapa Mombasa hadi pale harakati zao wanazodai zitaweza kuzingatiwa. Kutoka kaunti ya Mombasa, jina langu naitwa Boniface Msangi.
Thank you so much, Boniface Musangi, for that update live from Mombasa. Remember, on Monday, there was that protest that was led by political leaders in Mombasa County. Curiously missing from that protest or demonstration was Mombasa County Governor Ali Hassan Joho, and we saw him just the other day right here at the steps of Harambee House together with Cabinet Secretaries James Macharia and Interiors Fred Matiang'i, and they were just addressing that issue on the directive to have cargo transported using SGR, and they said that their intention is not to hamper or hinder business operations that have been in existence in Mombasa. However, they just want to establish a status quo where everyone can benefit from this directive. Is that the situation? Really, we can see the reception on the ground is that they are not willing to buy that, because they say come Monday, they will resume with their demonstrations. And we saw that happen last Monday. They're saying they'll be back on the streets on Monday. So let's see how this issue pans out with time. Now, Kenyans have raised concerns over the state of the economy, even as experts say the country risks slipping into economic recession if the extreme cost of living, unsustainable debt, and reduced consumer spending is not addressed. Over the last few months, over 6 companies have laid off their staff, compounding the worsening unemployment crisis, with betting firm SportPesa being the latest to declare over 400 employees redundant. Now, Sarah Adam compiled a report for us, and here are the details.
This is me. Julia Awor, a former employee of SportPesa who was sent home due to the tough economic times, says she has no means to fend for herself and family.
As much as people will tell you, start your own business, maybe don't depend on employment and everything, but even that business, because you see, the same companies that are laying off guys, there are also people who own these businesses.
You have to look for a cheaper house. You have to drop certain things. You have to drop certain trends that you had.
The current economic crisis facing the country has rendered thousands of Kenyans jobless, with several companies closing their operations shop, leaving many Kenyans sharing the same sentiments with Julia.
Uchumi
imekalia yule wa chini.
I'm actually being quite objective.
Robert Nyamo, a financial services and risk advisory leader at audit firm Ernst & Young, says the layoffs are happening for a number of reasons.
Are being driven by financial difficulty, or that the economy is not doing well. That is not necessarily the case. So for the banks, the large banks that you may have seen laying off, and the large insurance companies, it is mainly driven by their transformation of their own operation.
He has, however, attributed the current feeling over depression to the low credit circulation in the economy.
The SMEs are not accessing credit in the manner they should. And what does that mean? The ones that will grow are growing purely by virtue of the internally generated cash.
Central Bank Governor Dr. Patrick Njoroge on Thursday sought to allay fears over the state of the economy, says the current situation does not point to a recession.
The year will come at 6, but we will revisit the annual growth rate after we have the Q2 data. And there are certain factors that we haven't brought into the picture, right? At this moment, we are seized by the negative factors, meaning the external factor.
According to the International Monetary Fund's World Economic Outlook, the global economy has weakened and is projected to grow at a slow rate of 3.5% in 2019 and 3.6% in 2020. Sarah Adam, K24.
Quite a story, and Sarah Adam, thank you so much for those details. Now, we did inform you that today we'll have the Kenya Defense Forces hold a cancer awareness event at their Kahawa garrison, and right now we'd like to just run images that we are getting live from that venue, and there we have the Cabinet Secretary Defense, that is Rachel Omamo, and our team is on the ground to just tell us more in terms of what we can expect from this end. Remember, this being October, it's a breast cancer awareness month globally. However, right here in the country, it is also used as a time when we reflect on some of the issues that we've been able to identify and some of the issues that are emerging in as far as cancer is concerned. I can see our reporter, Georgina Magondu, is standing by to give a brief on what we can expect from her end today. Good morning, Georgina. What is the situation on the ground and as far as this story is concerned?
Good morning, Sam Njoroge. Of course, we are at the Kahawa Barracks premise where CS for Defense, that is Rachel Omamo, has just arrived and she was officiating the ceremony. Now, what's happening here is that there's a cancer screening, a free cancer screening for the men and women in uniform that is happening today. We understand that it's supposed to go, it's a 3-day event, and today is the first day that the CS Omamo was supposed to officiate the ceremony, and we have seen her come here, and a few minutes from now, before now, we saw her being screened for the cancer just behind me. Now what's happening is that we are waiting for the ceremony to continue after, of course, CS has arrived here. Now what's happening is that there are different types of cancer screening here. We have the prostate cancer, we have the breast cancer, we have the breast cancer for both the men and women. We have liver cancer, we have so many cancer screening. We have so many cancer screenings that is happening today. So just behind me here, we are seeing the picture that you're seeing right now is a queue, of course, for the KDF, the men in uniform that are supposed to get screened. And of course, what you're seeing now is that the men and women in uniform are getting ready to start the ceremony now that the CS for Defense has just arrived. So we are going to keep an eye on what's happening here and bring you up to date as they unfold. Sam?
Georgina, thank you so much for that update that you've been able to give us. A question to you, though. Do we have presence of the family of the Defense Forces members in that area?
Sijui kama mnanielewa ama mjafundishwa huko training.
We will be getting in touch with our reporter Georgina in just a short while, but remember that is one of our top stories in as far as our news diary is concerned. We've got the Kenya Defence Forces having organized that event to just bring together families or their respective families to get cancer screening, treatment, and also psychosocial support for those that are already dealing, or family members that are already dealing with cancer. This being October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but in the country, as I highlighted earlier, this period is used to just discuss and shed light on issues around cancer, our response to it as a nation, and what exactly needs to be done to just make sure that we're able to overcome this condition. Remember, it is one that has been discussed in the country, especially this year, 2019. Now, we began this year by receiving reports that quite a number of legislators are suffering from cancer, and there has been that concern that most of them are going to India and other hospitals around the globe to seek medical attention, and a critical question was therefore raised: what becomes of those that cannot afford to go to high-end hospitals, and therefore now laying focus on the ordinary mwananchi and the quality of healthcare that they are able to receive. And that is one of the reasons why Gladys Wanga, the Homa Bay women representative, was able to come about with amendments to the Cancer Control and Prevention Bill, which, among other things, is supposed to enlist cancer under primary health care so that, one, there can be proper attention given to it, two, funding will also be increased, and all too important is awareness and ensuring that everyone gets the relevant information that they require to manage and deal with cancer. Now, you also remember that today being this Friday, we woke up to sad news of 14 people dead courtesy of a road accident in Awasi, and we've got our reporter Baraka Karama, who's been following up on that story, giving us regular updates, and he does that now. He is at Ahero Sub-District mortuary, and this is one of the places where the 14 who succumbed were supposed to be taken. And thank you so much, Baraka, for joining us. You gave us an update earlier from a medical facility. I can see now you are at Ahero Sub-District mortuary. Kindly give us more in as far as this accident is concerned.
Samuel, a somber mood, of course, as engulfed for this particular facility. Like you mentioned, I'm at Ahero Sub-County Hospital mortuary, where the bodies of the people who perished in the early morning accident were brought here by police. Actually, there are 13 bodies lying in this particular facility, and the bereaved family members have been coming here since morning just to try and identify the bodies and probably make arrangement for the burial. Of course, it's a sad news in this particular region following that early morning accident that occurred along the Kisumu-Kericho highway, and according to police reports, they say they've already launched investigations into that particular incident. Like I mentioned, we are still expecting a brief from the regional traffic commander just to give us an update so far in relation to this particular incident. But like I mentioned, it's a somber mood in this particular facility, and just allow me to engage one of the bereaved family members who has lost his loved one in this particular tragedy. Karibu kidogo. Pole sana ndugu yangu, pole sana kwa yale yaliyokupata. Tuambie majina alafu tueleze. Subiri kwanza, utuambie ilikuwa namna gani, umepoteza nani?
Jina yangu ni Jako Tieno. Nimepoteza bibi yangu. Ilikuwa jana usiku saa 3, nilimpeleka kwa Kisumu bus park. Akapanda gari ya Eldoret Express. Alafu kufika saa 7, kuna mama jirani wangu alimpigia last. Sasa vile alimpigia last, polisi walichukua simu ya bibi yangu, wakampigia huyo mama. Huyo mama akakuja saa 7 akaniamsha. Akaniambia Eunice amepata accident, ako Ahero Hospital. Nikatoroka saa hiyo nikakuja mpaka Ahero Hospital. Kupiga horn nikapata hospitali imefungwa. Nikawa stranded. Nikapigia hiyo namba, polisi akaniongelesha. Akaniambia niende tu nilale, nirudi kesho asubuhi Awasi. Kufika saa 10 nikaenda mpaka Awasi. Kufika Awasi wakanipea simu ya bibi yangu, wakaniambia ati maiti yako Ahero mochari.
Mara mwisho kuzungumza naye mlisema nini? Pengine alikuwa unaishi Nairobi ama yeye alikuwa anaenda kutembelea mtu?
Anafanya biashara, anauza hizi ready made clothes na viatu. Sasa saa 3 usiku nilikuwa ninampeleka ili aende achukue hizo vitu akuja auze Kisumu.
Mara mwisho kuongea naye pengine anaweza
kuongea naye saa 3 kwa sababu nilijua amepanda gari, sikutaka kumsumbua. Hiyo saa 3 ndio tuliongea mpaka tukamalizana na yeye kwa stage.
Pengine uko na watoto wangapi?
Niko na watoto 4.
Pole sana, pole. Samuel, it's a rather very sad situation here at the Ahero Sub-County Hospital mortuary. You've just heard from one of the bereaved family members. Actually, he says he has lost his beloved wife in this particular accident that has so far claimed 13 lives. 13 bodies are still lying in this particular facility. Remember, the victims of the deceased were coming from Bondo, and it passed through Kisumu, heading to Nairobi, and most of them are actually coming from Siaya. And like he mentioned, his wife was destined to Nairobi. Actually, he says his wife is a business woman and was going to Nairobi for some special business visit. So it's rather a sad situation here at the Ahero Sub-County District Hospital mortuary, and of course we'll be able to give you more update as far as this particular issue is concerned. Like I mentioned, the police are still investigating this particular matter. We understand, according to the regional commissioner for Nyanza, James Kianda, he says that that bus had 50 passengers on board, and at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, we earlier gave a brief where there are 18 people who have been admitted in that particular facility receiving treatment, and the doctors say that 3 of them are in critical condition, and while some have been treated and discharged. So like I mentioned, a rather sad situation here. We'll be able to give you an up-to-date information as far as this particular story is concerned. Samuel.
Amma there joining us live from Kisumu. Thank you so much for that update that you have prepared for us this hour. He's been giving us regular reports in as far as what is happening in Awasi is concerned, Ahero Sub-County mortuary. We've also seen him at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Referral Hospital in Kisumu, and this remain to be critical venues when it comes to the coverage of this story. Again, our condolences to the families and friends of the 14 that lost their lives in that accident. And right now, we'd like to take you to Murang'a County and bring in our reporter, Alfred Maina, who's joining us live with an update from that region. Alfred, I can see your dressing has changed a bit today. Kindly bring us up to speed with what you've prepared for us.
Na asante sana Samuel Njoroge na kupata vizuri kutoka upande huu wa Murang'a. Na siku ya leo naona nimeweza kuwa mhandisi, kwani siku ya leo mimi naangalia mitaro ikichimbo katika eneo hili. Na siku ya leo kuna shughuli ya kuweza kuchimba mitaro ili kuweza kujenga kampuni ya kuweza kutengeneza vyakula vya kuku, vyakula vya ng'ombe. Na ukiangalia upande huu ni kwamba hii ndio kampuni ya kutengeneza maziwa ya kaunti ya Murang'a, na serikali ya kaunti ya Murang'a imeamua kujenga kampuni ya vyakula vya ng'ombe ili iweze kuuza kwa bei nafuu. Na kama hapo mpiga picha wangu unaweza kuonesha ni kwamba kuna shughuli za kuchimba mitaro ama ya misingi itakayokuwa inaweza kusimamisha kampuni hiyo ya kuku. Naweza tu kuungana na waziri wa viwanda katika eneo hili aweze kutueleza jinsi mmepanga vipi kama kaunti ya Murang'a.
Asante sana, naitwa Masharia. Mimi ndiye waziri wa maji na viwanda na biashara katika kaunti ya Murang'a, na hapa tunasema ni kazi tu, na hata unapoangalia sisi tuko kazini. Ukiangalia pale mbele, kile ni kiwanda kikubwa sana cha maziwa ambacho kimefunguliwa last month, ambacho kinatoa aina mbalimbali ya maziwa, na ambayo hata umeona malori inaingia ikiondoka. inapeleka maziwa katika nyanja baribari nchini yetu. Lakini tumeonelea pia tunahitaji kuongezea kiwanda kingine cha animal feeds ambacho ndicho hiki tunaanzia hapa. Tumeanzia this week na tunatarajia in the next 90 days tutakuwa tumemaliza hiki kiwanda, manake tunatumia vijana wetu hawa. Tunatumia ile inaitwa labor contract. Tunanunua materials, sisi tunaingia kazini, tunajenga kiwanda. Na ndivyo tumekuja kufanya hata leo. Na tutaendelea hivyo hadi December tukue tumemaliza, tupatie mkulima wa Murang'a kiwanda cha chakula cha ng'ombe.
Na nimekupata ukiwa umevaa rasmi kwa kazi, na kumekuwa kukiendelea ni kwamba watu wanakuwa wanatolewa watu kufanya kazi kutoka maeneo mbalimbali. Wende ikawa nyinyi mnafanya nini?
Murang'a tuko na vijana wengi ambao wako na nguvu na wamesoma na wanaweza fanya hii kazi. Kwa hivyo sisi hatutumii ile njia ya contractors, tunatumia njia ya labor contract. Tunachukua vijana wetu, huyu ni engineer na mimi ndiye supervisor. So mimi ndiye contractor, manake mimi ndiye waziri wa viwanda. Nao vijana wetu wanafanya hiyo kazi na tunawasimamia. Hata governor mwenyewe atakuja hapa. Manake hii kazi tunaifanya pamoja, manake ni kiwanda chetu cha watu wa Murang'a, kitasaidia wakaaji wa Murang'a na wakulima wa Murang'a ili Murang'a yetu ikue. Yes.
Asante. Samuel, tuweze kuongea na vijana ambao wako katika eneo hili. Tuweze kuweza kujua ni kama ni kweli ni vijana kutoka eneo hili na kama wamehitimu kwa kazi hii.
My name is Gideon Mureu and I'm a youth resident in this place. And we are very happy that the county government, led by our able governor Mwangi wa Iria and our CEC Water and Trade Industries, Bwana Masharia, he's engaging the youth, the locals who are jobless most of the time, and despite the fact that we are educated, they've read with as a good example to other youths. They are engaging us. Like for example, I have a BA in economics, and I don't shy away from coming here to work. Like today we came here by 6, we were here. We want to encourage the other young people. The fact that you have a degree or a diploma or a master's, don't choose work. Don't decide that you won't do this, you want to do this, you want the white collar jobs. Let that white collar job find you doing what is available. Like right now we are digging the foundation for this factory, the animal feeds. We are going to call it Iria Feeds. We have a factory there, the milk factory, the milk processing factory. Like Waziri has said, is producing 100,000 liters per day of milk. Now this one will be called Iria Feeds. That one is called Iria. And our governor, our able governor, is called Mwangi wa Iria. He's doing everything possible to engage us youth, the farmers, and even the locals. The labor is locally. And one advantage of using the local labor and the system that Waziri is using, that is the labor contract. One, it saves a lot of money and time. Like for instance, this factory will be up in 3 months by December. By the end of this year, this animal feeds factory will be up and running, as opposed to when the government or other agencies uses the contractors. It takes ages. Some project turns into white elephants. But for this one, within 3 months, due to the efficiency, the labor and the time, we will save labor and time. So we are very happy that we are getting involved, and I want to encourage all the youth. Again, as you can see, we have young people here who in otherwise they would be drinking, abusing drugs, joblessness, laziness, and you would find those people depressed. So we are very happy that we are being engaged, and we are really grateful for Murang'a County for what it's doing to everyone, the youth and the farmers. Thank you.
Acha tuzungumze na mtu wa mwisho aweze kutueleza mambo zake.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Daniel Gitonga Gaidho. I'm a civil engineer by professional. I've been engaged here by the county government so that I oversee all the technical works that are being done here. And I'm so happy that the Waziri, CEC, Macharia, and the governor, Mwangi wa Iria, thanks a lot to him, because this project, it took the right direction, doing it in the river-based way instead of the contract, because we are doing it, and we are doing it to the perfection. Thank you.
Thank you. Na msamo leo kusikia ni kwamba katika kaunti ya Murang'a vijana ambao wamehitimu ndio wanaweza kutumiwa katika kazi za kaunti. Wamesikia ni kwamba hapa hiki ni kiwanda cha kutengeneza vyakula vya ng'ombe na pale kuna kiwanda cha maziwa. Kwa hivyo kaunti ya Murang'a inaweza kumshikilia mkulima yeyote ili aweze kupata manufaa yake. Kwako Samuel.
Thank you so much, Alfred Maina, for that story live from Murang'a. It quite brings out quite a number of issues, key among them still the issue of employment and job opportunities, especially to the young people. You've had the account of that man who has done a Bachelor of Arts in Economics, but he says that he does not shy away from digging trenches and getting manual labor on a day-to-day basis just to sustain himself. Well, let's take a break. We return at around 11 a.m. for more on what is happening in the country, the region, and beyond.